Live from New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show. Today, they were eliminated last night from Celebrity Apprentice. Now, you won't believe what Terrell Owens and Jamie Anderson have to say about their fellow castmates. Plus, from the hit comedy The Middle, Patricia Heaton is here with some surprising thoughts about the Golden Globes. And we've got you covered with all the latest hot topics. Now, here's Wendy.
Thank you for watching. Say hello to my co-host, my studio audience. Fantastic. How you doing? Let's get started. It's time for Hot Topics. Well, I asked my co-host how you doing, but apparently they didn't hear, so we'll try it again. How you doing? There we go. So, did you see Kathy Griffin make her debut on Fashion Police last night? Well, I have to say, they were covering the Golden Globes for, Fashion Police. And, remember, we talked about this. It's no longer going to be a weekly show on E! They're only going to do it after big award shows. So this is award season. We'll be seeing a lot of Fashion Police. Kathy was sitting in the Joan chair, which doesn't mean she was trying to be Joan-like. The pressure and the internet is exploding. People were disappointed. There are people on this staff that were disappointed. Kathy, I know... All right, take a look at this, and then I'll continue to talk. Go.
This is what I'm looking for. I am looking for the inappropriate dress that is high fashion, and she might be on everybody's worst dress list, but, like, Vogue will love it, right? I love that it looked like something out of Silence of the Lambs. There were butterflies everywhere, little Bo Peep thrown in. It looked like somebody's doily, and yet that's what I want on the red carpet. I just thought it was a riot, and it made me laugh out loud in all the wrong places. Bring it! Loved it.
So, clap if you watched Fashion Police last night. Clap if you were disappointed in Kathy's performance. Clap it like you mean it, sir. I must tell you, the internet is abuzz. People are disappointed. There are people here on the Wendy staff that were disappointed. I was slightly disappointed, but I know Kathy can do better. Somebody told Kathy to hold back. So maybe, in my head, you know what I'm saying? This is her first time doing the Fashion Police. I think somebody might have told her to hold back. Then it didn't help that I sensed a lot of shade from Juliana and Kelly. They were almost like the mean girls. Like, Kathy, you might not have seen this, but I was watching the TV, and so was Norman, and so was Jason, and so was Emily, and so was all the Hot Topics. And we agree, right? There was a little shade coming from Juliana and Kelly. I don't know why they were shading you, Kathy, because really, you're not there to take over their jobs. I like Juliana in the Barbara Walters position. You know what I'm saying? Like, Juliana seems to lead it and go to commercial break. Well, she's senior over there at E! And why shouldn't she? Plus, she's competing with Maria Menounos, who's over at E! Trying to take over, too. So, Juliana, I liked you in that seat. I still say you could use a sandwich, though. With full fat everything. Anyway, yes, they were like mean girling you, Kathy. And Kathy, it seemed like you just went out there and winged it, which is what, like, most people do. But because we know you for being Kathy, like the girl to watch, I wanted you to, like, get yourself a joke book. Because this is what Joan used to do. Joan would write down her jokes, and so she would... Joan wasn't funny off the top of her head, like, funny... I mean, she was funny, like, she was out funnier she was funnier than most of us off the top of her head. But to get the Joan Rivers stank on it, Joan would write her jokes down and rehearse them. So, yes! I mean, that's no secret, you know? So, you know, Kathy, maybe like, get yourself a joke book, and we're going to see you in 2 weeks, because I know the SAG Awards are coming on TV. And Juliana and Kelly, try to control your shade, because it's the four of you together. And this little guy over here, I forgot his name, but Brad, he used to be Rachel Zoe, who also needs a sandwich. The designer Rachel Zoe. That was Rachel Zoe's assistant, so he was there. He wasn't exactly a Katsiopolis, but he'll do, you know? But you can't, everybody, when you watch Kathy next time, please stop trying to compare her to Joan. She's a comedian, and Joan is a comedian. You know, I adore Kathy. Kathy's a comedian. I adored Joan. Joan is a comedian. But if we continue to compare her, she's not going to be able to grow as Kathy. It's like when I got this talk show, people were asking me constantly, are you going to be the next Oprah? No, I'm Oprah. Like, you know, like, why are you comparing me to Oprah? Because I'm black and I got a talk show? Clearly, we are two different women cut from two different cloths, and there's room for both of us in this world. People don't come here to look under their seats for keys to a car. Now, you might get yourself a flat iron and a blender. Oh, two huge celebrities are secretly dating. Maybe. It's time. No, we created a category. It's time for our very first, who you doing? Okay. With doing at the end, when you put doing at the end of anything, it just becomes a scene, you know? Like, who you doing? What you doing? All right, so anyway, Leonardo DiCaprio and Rihanna. Listen, calm down. Apparently, they got really close over New Year's in St. Bart. And then they were seen getting very cozy at the Playboy Mansion. I don't know how you get cozy at the Playboy Mansion. I went to the... No. I went to the Playboy Mansion once. This was many, many years ago. I had this little show called Wendy Williams is on Fire on VH1. So, thank you. And so, you know, the TV cameras were in the studio when I was doing my radio show. If you look on YouTube, it's probably there. But then we'd also take the cameras and we'd go on, like, excursions. So one of the excursions was to go to the Playboy Mansion. Well, it was popping that night, you know. Everybody was scantily clad. Hef was walking around in that robe. And, but I could not bring myself, like, to eat the past hors d'oeuvres, because all I'm thinking about are, like, all the... You know what I'm saying? Like, all the spunk. And then we went to the grotto, but I didn't get in. I just wanted to see it. And it was all steamy and slippery back there. Well, then we got thrown out. Quick story, then I'm going to get back to Leonardo and Rihanna. So, you know, I'm being Wendy in there. Like I'm talking to you right now, like, ew, it's dirty. It's dirty. And I think I made a comment about one of Hef's lead girls, but I was talking to my husband. But, you know, I talk loud, especially after a few drinks. So I'm like, you know, I said something about the girl, and then I said, and where's Hef with that musty robe? I didn't mean it. Sometimes men of a particular age have a little must to them. Well, I was overheard by security, who were his security's equally as old as him. Like, I don't think they could fight on account of arthritis, and they definitely can't run. But they might be like sharpshooters or something, I don't know. Anyway, they kicked me, my husband, the camera crew out upon hearing my big, loud mouth. And we literally were sitting on the curb waiting for the car to loop around to come get us. Anyway, so back to Rihanna and Leo. Apparently, they were seen getting really, really close at the Playboy Mansion. Listen, everybody calm down. This is not a relationship. This is a little something, something. She's 26 years old. Remember how when you were 26 years old, a little something, something? Oh, am I the only one that's lived? Really? Listen, he's 40 years old. She's 26. She's not bringing him home to her Bayesian family. This is not a keeper. You know what I'm saying? And he's not bringing her home to Mr. and Mrs. DiCaprio. Although, if you married their names, they would be, what did we say it would be? If you married their... Oh, Leonardo. Listen, you know, we were talking the other day about Leo, and I was saying that, you know, him catting around, like him dipping it and doing it with so many women is getting a little bit old because he's 40 years old now, and I'm not saying 40 is old, but all I'm saying is he's been famous since Growing Pains and before. So this thing with having 20 women at a time and, you know, constant, you know, every time you open a magazine, you see him doing the Playboy thing, you know? Even when George Clooney was single, you didn't see him really Playboying. It was just kind of implied, you know, that he does it. And I think that's a classier way of doing it. You know, I'm sure that the Wolf is having the time of his life here. But somewhere around 35, 37 years old, this is supposed to get a little bit old. I'm not saying he's supposed to get married. Marriage is not for everyone. But just the whole 22-year-old frat boy approach to the opposite sex is kind of corny. Yeah. And I like to see Rihanna in those circles, though. You know, it's nice that she can go from, you know, like the music industry circles to the acting circles and whatnot. You know, she's living a pretty cool life right now for a 26-year-old. Yeah. Just don't get pregnant, because babies will put a stop to that. Okay, reportedly, and this is big, come close. Reportedly, the Real Housewives of New Jersey is being canned. Until Teresa gets out of prison. No, this is the best decision ever. Over at Bravo, the network's execs are apparently think that the show would be a bore without Teresa. Well, I concur. Now, let me just tell you why. First of all, the cast is now highly insulted because by not rolling tape, that means that they're boring without Teresa? Yes, you are. And then the cast is upset because they're like, well, wait a minute. We have to wait for paychecks for Teresa to finish jail? So it's like they're all in jail together. I mean, if you think about it. But I'll just run you down the line why I think this is a great idea. First of all, Teresa gives everything. She gives full family, she gives baddie, she gives criminal, you know, she gives good hair, you know what I'm saying? And new words, like she says sandwich instead of sandwich, you know? I don't know these twins, I'm sure they're lovely, but I don't care to know them. So I've been checked out, okay? Melissa and Joe, they're so cute that unfortunately, it's too cute. You know what I mean? I don't want the demise of another family. I prefer for them to just get off the show in general, you know? But, Dina, you showed us who you were the first time when you left the show. Don't come back and try to be the baddest bee, because that's not you. And this girl over here, look, perfectly lovely, I'm sure. I don't know her name, and I don't care. So let's just me. That's just me, and I'm from Jersey. You know, I like a Jersey housewife marathon because when they pass stuff, I say, oh, I was just at that store yesterday. Or, hey, I need to try that restaurant. The food looks really good, or something. But no, I think that this is terrific. You save the budget. You let those cameras roll as soon as the gates open up and Teresa comes out of jail. And no, I don't want to see Joe on the show without Teresa. He could barely be bothered anyway. Joe wants to go to the other room and drink wine. Do you know what I'm saying? And furthermore, and the kids are cute. All the kids are cute. The Gorgas kids are cute. These kids are cute. But to me, kids don't make the show. There's something that you glimpse at before you go brush your teeth. Like, I don't really care when the kids come in the room. I don't even care about the Manzo kids, and they're adults. Like, I don't care about the kids. So, and Bravo, while you're at it, I could tolerate if you kept the Gorgas when Teresa comes out, but why don't you fire the rest of them? And we'll just start all new when Teresa gets out. And by the way, I'm teetering on watching the New York Housewives when they come back, and I'll tell you why. Because I keep reading, yeah, that's not the current staff. I mean, cast. Well, now Bethany's back, but that to me is not a reason to watch. But I've been reading that they're going to bring Kelly Ben-Simone back to fight Bethany and be airy. Now that would be a reason to watch. I still and always have adored the Countess Luann de Lesseps. You know, she's reedy and shady in a classy way, you know. I also miss the McCords over in Brooklyn. You know, Alex and her batty husband, Simon. I miss them. The lady with one leg is not there anymore, right? She's right behind my head. Mm-hmm. Is she on the show?
No, she's
not on the show? See, I don't know those other women, and I don't care to know them. But I do care to see Kelly Ben-Simone fight Bethany. Yeah, I do care about that. Do you know the R&B singer The Weeknd? Yeah. Okay. Well, The Weeknd was arrested over the weekend in Vegas. Okay, 4:42 in the morning. Now, you know, nothing good happens after midnight, but really nothing good happens after 3 a.m. Well, The Weeknd, whose real name is Abel, he's from Ethiopia, you know. Yeah, he's a rebel. He quit school one weekend. That's how he got his name. He decided to quit school over the weekend, so he didn't show up Monday, and he left school and left his house and set out to be famous. So it's worked. He's got a lot of hits. If you're not familiar with him, Google him after the show. All right. Well, allegedly, he was in a massive brawl. You know, everybody punching everybody. So the cops broke it up. And they placed The Weeknd over there. And The Weeknd punches the cop in the head. Allegedly. Like, who punches somebody in the head? Like, not even the face, the head. And, you know, how tossed do you have to be not to recognize the billy club, the gun, and the cop hat? Although maybe it was an undercover cop, so he was dressed like in regular clothes. I don't know, but The Weeknd, he makes like a lot of romantical music, and he also has that song called Love Me Harder with Ariana Grande. Oh, he's big. He's got songs with Drake, Wiz Khalifa, and French Montana, and he's got this song on the 50 Shades of Grey soundtrack that I cannot get out of my head. I'm obsessed. 50 Shades of Grey, Valentine's Day, by the way. Good luck with your legal troubles, The Weeknd. But at least your legal troubles got us look, your troubles got you on Hot Topics. Welcome, The Weeknd. So, after the Golden Globes, you know, after these golden parties, or these award shows, there's always like a big party, and the A-listers go and they party. Well, the A-listers were shocked by one particular guest at a Golden Globe after party, and that guest was Monica Lewinsky. Yeah, she's 41. Does she look 41 to you? Yeah. Clap if you think she looks 41. Okay. She's real thin. You know, she lost a lot of weight. Anyway, you want to know who her date was? Alan Cumming. The actor. I love him. Mr. Broadway. I love Alan Cumming. Anyway, so apparently, well, you know, Alan's married, but, you know, his husband, I guess, couldn't come to the award show. Alan and Monica have been friends for 16 years, like authentic friends. And so I guess he said, hey, friend, come to the Golden Globe. Walk the red carpet. Let's go to the after parties and have a good time. Well, that's a good look. Look how thin she is now, right? I think that this is a good look for Monica because, I mean, what is she doing at this particular point? She might as well get out and have some fun. The thing is that when you're at the party, who fans out? Do people fan out over Monica, or does Monica fan out over people? I don't know. But I can tell you, it cheapens him by association. Like, you can be friends with whoever you want to be friends with. And I know I'm not the only one who does this. Like, there's a friend for every reason. There's certain friends that you don't want to bring out in public. Like, you love them and you adore them, but they're always so disheveled, and that missing tooth has been missing for 5 years. Listen. I'm the last person to call shallow, but I'll be friend. If you're my friend, you're my friend. And I'm the kind of friend, I'm not going to tell you, girl, you need to get the tooth replaced, or girl, you need to dress for your 50 pounds that you've gained over the last year, or something like that, But that's the kind of, I know I'm not the only. Clap if you have friends for every occasion. See? See? That's all I'm saying. And if I were Alan, it's great that he's friends with her, but she'd be the kind of friend that I'd invite over to the house. Or maybe we would go to a low-key restaurant. Like, we're not going, like, to the big place where the paparazzi is, because I don't necessarily want to be seen with you, because she's infamous. She's infamous, and not for a good reason, if you know what I'm saying. And I think you do. Anyway, I am getting the 30-second wrap-up for Hot Topics. Well, listen, we've got more great show for you. From the ABC comedy The Middle, Patricia Heaton is here. But up next, they were fired last night on Celebrity Apprentice. Terrell Owens and Olympic gold medalist Jamie Anderson are up next. The movie we're all waiting for. And we've got the director, the amazing Angela Bassett. I will always love her. And celebrity trainer Jillian Michaels on how to actually keep our resolutions.
Kick, Wendy, for God's sake!
Tomorrow on an all-new Wendy.
May have been fired on last night's Celebrity Apprentice, but they both enjoyed Kenya Moore's booty while they were there. Take a look.
Kenya has a nice booty. And Brandy said something.
By the way, Brandy disagrees with that.
Brandy said something that was so mean, like, you can just go out and buy it.
Kenya, is your booty real?
Yes, baby, you can touch it if you want to. Please welcome Olympic snowboarder Jamie Anderson and former NFL player Terrell Williams. Terrell, and I'm sure that's not the first time that's happened. Just like it's not the first time you've been here.
Absolutely.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
And how you doing, too, Jamie?
I'm good, thanks.
So, I was watching last night, the whole Kenya booty thing. You touched it. What'd you feel?
Well, you know, I've made a living using my hands, and so...
Yes.
It felt real.
I have to say, her butt is the real deal. People hate on Kenya, but she's a beautiful woman. She's just a little crazy. She's just you know what I mean?
Everyone's a little crazy.
Everyone is a little crazy. So, you know, it's Brandy, it's Kenya. They're both going at it. Who's the one causing the most drama out of the two of them?
Equal.
Equal.
You say equal?
I kind of think equal.
I say Brandy.
Ooh. Brandy.
Brandy is trouble.
So, Jamie, you know, you almost seem too nice, soft, not in a bad way, but just too soft to be a Celebrity Apprentice.
And looking back, I was like, I wish I was just a little bit meaner.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, you know? Like, come on, toughen up, Jamie.
Yeah,
but...
exactly. So, do you think that nice people can survive on Celebrity Apprentice? Because we were having this debate this morning.
You have to be selective.
Yeah, you gotta. I think I could. Yeah.
When you have to really come out of your shell a little bit, and other times you have to kind of hold it to vest.
Well, it's competitive. Just like I don't think that people survive on Celebrity Apprentice if you don't have wealthy friends. Like you didn't bring in any money, Terrell.
Well, no, I have wealthy friends.
Why didn't they help you?
They're just not reliable.
Oh, okay.
Again, like we lost in the last task, we lost by a total of $2,500.
Yeah.
And Kenny Smith was a friend of mine that donated $5 grand. And when on the show, obviously there's a lot of editing. They didn't show that part, but he was sitting next to a friend of his, a close friend of his, that's on the show, and he asked, would he help me? And he's like, oh yeah, I'll match her. So I had $10,000 right out the gate. And so Kenny sent his money in, and the other guy didn't.
Well, now, Trump, Jamie, said that he gives Olympians kind of a pass because you all don't hobnob with wealthy people. Were you insulted?
Not really.
Is that true?
I mean, no. I don't have a lot of wealthy friends. I'm a snowboarder, you know? We come from a different place. But, yeah, I mean, it was cool to bake and to still be there and help be a part of the task, but not really bring in. I think I brought in $50, so I definitely, like... But, I mean...
Next time I'm calling you.
No.
Yeah.
No, sorry. You know what? I was asked to be on this show several years ago, and the reason that I didn't do it is because all my friends are like regular people. Like I'm not going to call.
Come on, Wendy.
Yeah.
Last time, this studio is much bigger than when it was last time.
Well, thank you. That's anyway. Here's what is shocking to me in this season's Celebrity Apprentice. I know Geraldo, and I know him as being a journalist, and I did not know him as being this mean and bullyish. It's like refreshing to watch on TV, but did you hey, that's 71 years old, okay?
His ego is just
out of control. His ego is crazy, and he's a bully. It's great to watch. Was he bullying you at all?
Well, not me, per se, but I mean, he did rub a couple of people the wrong way. As you saw in the first episode, he and Jonas got into it. So, you know, in that room, in our group, there's a lot of alpha males.
Yes.
And so for myself, I came out when I needed to be. I'm a little bit more reserved than probably a lot of people expect, because when I'm on the football field, that's my football persona.
Yeah, you haven't been on the football field in a long time. That brings me to my next thing. What do you do for money? Because the last time, look, the last time I saw you, Ayanna was fixing your life.
Right.
The man living across the street was your father. You had no idea. Right. You have 4 kids and 4 babies' mothers. You haven't played football in a while. I don't know whether you're doing any analyst work. I mean,
not as of yet. You know, I have a lot of things that are in the pipeline. Obviously, with this show, it's definitely given me another platform for exposure.
Yes.
You know, there's a lot of things that I'm into, fitness-wise, home decor, fashion, things of that nature. So I'm steadily getting back, you know, to where I need to be.
Whatever happened to? Okay. Listen. Here's the thing. Tio, you had your own reality show with those 2 girls. Did they stab you in the back?
Well, as I mentioned, the last time we talked, again, you know, they did do some things that were uncharacteristic, you know, for myself. And, you know, again, you know, growing up and as I've matured, you know, sometimes you have to listen to your intuition, and you have to listen to your parents. And obviously my mom, she felt a certain way about them, and I just didn't take notice to it. Yeah. So again, I have to be my own man at some time, and I really thought that they were my friends, but obviously otherwise.
At one point you were worth $80 million. and then you lost everything, not to drug addiction or anything, but to, you said, bad investments and things like that.
I mean, so I had some financial advisors that obviously took advantage of a situation, and now looking back, you know, what I'm really trying to do now is give back to the community, give back to to kids, and especially kids coming out of college, to educate them on really trying to...
That's admirable. I know last January you were married for like 34 seconds and then divorced.
Again,
are you dating?
Poor decisions. Again, I'm a different person for a number of reasons, and some of the things that I've gotten myself into obviously it stemmed from my upbringing, not having a father in the household, or a male figure for that matter.
Gotcha.
So again, I've made a lot of poor decisions, and you know, it's cost me a lot.
Yeah, well, we wish you well.
But again, you know, I'm getting back.
Jamie, next Olympics, are you snowboarding in the next Olympics?
Game on.
Game on. Excellent. Thank you both for being here very much. And congratulations. Celebrity Apprentice is no joke. Make sure you watch Celebrity Apprentice, everybody, Monday nights at 8 on NBC. Up next, the always funny Patricia Heaton is here. Our next guest is an Emmy Award-winning actress who stars in the hit ABC comedy The Middle. Take a look.
Okay, Mike, I just stepped on a fork in the tub. How many times have we told the kids? We wash spoons in the tub, knives and forks in the bathroom sink.
It's just common sense.
This is crazy. We can't go on like this. We need a silverware caddy in the shower.
We might have something in the garage we can use. How about that old ice bucket that says it's 5 o'clock somewhere?
Oh, you know what? Since the dishwasher's not working right now, we could use the caddy from there. We'll just hang it on the shower head where the shampoo thing usually goes. That would be perfect. Are you sad right now? Because I'm really sad.
Please welcome Patricia Heaton. No, I love that. Have a seat. No. Oh, that's the dipper.
It's a dipper.
That's cute. I thought she was wearing a pot around her neck.
Yes.
Which would make sense because you're a mom on the show. You're a mom in Raymond, and you're a mom in real life.
And what's interesting is on both Raymond and The Middle, and in my own life, I can't really cook very well. And I even recently bought a chef's jacket, which is a joke, because I'm a really bad cook. But the little things I do try to do, I tend to splatter stuff.
Yes.
And an apron doesn't really work. So now I have this chef's jacket, which my sons are like, who do you think you are?
What are you trying to prove?
That doesn't improve the cooking, Mom.
So look, if you put your feet on both of those shoes on the ground, I want to give you some shoe cam. Look at Patricia. Yes. Glamorous and fabulous.
Yeah, it's Python. It's probably illegal.
Yeah, no, well, listen.
I got them in Vegas where everything is illegal.
Is it illegal?
Or everything's legal, actually. Yes.
So it's good to see you again.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
And you don't get a chance to wear shoes like this much in your famous role on Raymond and The Middle.
Yes.
I've read that you called yourself frumpy in The Middle, so I'm not saying anything out of turn. You're frumpy.
Yeah, it's funny because I kind of, you know, when I was little, I played dress up a lot with makeup and fancy clothes of my parents, my mom and my friends' moms and stuff. And it's kind of part of why you get in a show business, because you love all that stuff, right? And then I played two, you know, middle-class moms who just wear jeans and T-shirts.
But there's no pressure there. You know,
there's no pressure.
None at all.
And it's nice. And then people who see me afterwards are like, oh my gosh, you're actually pretty.
Hey, I saw Kirstie Alley on the show recently.
Yes, doesn't she look great? Was she here?
She was just here last week. She's lost a lot of weight since that particular taping.
Yes.
I mean, she is down.
She looks amazing, and she is the most fearless, fun person to work with. She's really a blast. In that episode last week, she plays Pam Staggs, who comes back to town. She's won $1 million on Wheel of Fortune. And she was just so much. She was the perfect Pam Staggs, because we've talked about that character for 6 seasons.
Yes.
And last week was the first time we actually saw her.
So could that be a recurring thing?
I hope so.
Because she didn't mention it last week, but that'd be great.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
So, the Golden Globes, everybody, you know, they were on Sunday night.
Yeah.
But I hear that you have issue, and I agree.
Well, first of all, I've only been there one time, you know, that they deigned to nominate one of our shows on Raymond. But the thing about it is, it's all about the film people and the TV people. They're not just at the back of the room. It's like the film people, the parking lot, and the TV people.
Why do they do that? I know.
And then even last night, Tina and Amy joked about it. At the end of their monologue, they said, and now let's talk about TV. Oh, time's up. We're going to go commercial.
But, you know, to me, long are the days where TV is a throwaway. TV is bigger, than going to the movies, the box office.
We've come a long way from Fantasy Island, Love Boat, right?
Yes.
And Green Acres, or whatever. So now we have all these wonderful, and there's much better roles for women on television. Much better.
But what's happening is, a lot of these movie stars are coming in and taking TV roles.
Yeah, these interlopers who were, oh, you wouldn't do Matlock, but you'll do Breaking Bad, right? And by the way, every actor has a Matlock on their resume. I have a Matlock on my resume. These people, they're looking at me like, what's Matlock? It was 1,000 years ago.
But it comes on Saturday mornings out of Chicago.
Andy Griffith, right, playing a lawyer.
I love Matlock. Are you kidding me? All right, so now how are your boys?
Everybody's good. I mean...
Okay, so the 15-year-old, everybody, is to your left.
He's the youngest.
And then there's
the other one on the other side is the 17-year-old. He's going to college next year, God willing.
The one with the tattoo is the one already in college?
Yeah, the one with the shirt in the middle, the flower shirt in the middle.
Yes.
You can kind of see his little tattoo on his arm.
That's not a little tattoo.
It goes all the way up his arm.
What's up with that?
We have discussed this for 5 years. I'm like, no tattoos. No tattoos. You're out of the will. You got to. Well, he turned 21. He got his own job. So I paid for his tattoo. And he comes to the set. He's off. He's on his fall break.
Okay.
I said, I'm working till 3 in the morning. Why don't you just hop over here and come and say hello?
Okay.
He comes over with a bunch of friends for, like, support.
Okay.
And he goes, hey, I have a surprise. And I'm like, you're engaged?
I'd rather the tattoo. At 21?
Oh, listen. I want a grandchild so much. I'm the only woman who's praying that her son gets somebody pregnant.
Good one. Good one.
I don't know how much time I have left. I need a baby now. But no, so he comes home, and I'm like, and he comes to the set, and then he pulls up his sleeve, and it's this tattoo.
And what's that? What's it say?
It doesn't say anything. It's like a bunch of eyes. Like, it looks like someone drew eyes on his eyeballs. It's kind of artistic.
What does it mean?
But I was like, yeah, what does it mean? I said, I just thought it was cool.
I'm watching you.
I said, it doesn't mean something deep about... I thought it represented each member of our family.
Yeah.
Or, you know, why doesn't it say mom on it? You know.
What'd your husband say?
He had already kind of... He wasn't happy about it either, but he's like, you know... But the part of the thing is, too, so he's like... I'm in the middle of going like, but I can't freak out because I'm working and I have to do my scene. And then plus all the crew guys with all their tats are coming over going, hey, man, I like your tats. Look at my tats. So it was a losing thing. I just said, look, as long as you don't get any tattoos on your face, your neck, and don't get those gauges in your ears.
Yeah. Yeah. Ow.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like, I mean, you're on it, Patricia. It's so nice to see you again.
Thank you.
You know, The Middle, everybody, is in its 6th season, and it airs Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock on ABC. Clap it up again for Patricia Heaton, and we will be right back. Don't go far. On an all-new Wendy, Christina Milian. She dipped it low, and now she's turned up in her new reality show. And winter is here. InStyle brings beauty pics that won't leave you cold. Kiss, chapped, and dry goodbye.
Thursday on an all-new Wendy.
Ask Wendy, how you doing?
How you doing?
Good.
My name is Quentin.
Hi, Quentin.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
I have a cousin that loves to come over and hang out, but she stays way too long.
Oh.
So how do I give her the hint that it's time for her to go without being rude?
Well, you're just going to have to talk straight. But I have to be honest with you, Quentin. Yeah. If I was the one who stayed too long and my friend said that to me, my feelings wouldn't be hurt. I'd be like, girl, really? Oh, why did you say something? I don't think it's the worst thing to tell somebody they're overstaying their welcome, do you? Yeah. Just Tell her. Yes. Good luck, Quentin, and your beautiful teeth. Uh-huh.
Hey, Wendy. How you doing?
I've been staring at you the whole show. I love your outfit.
Thank you.
All right, so how you doing?
I'm Cynthia, and I'm a freshman in college, and I really want to join a sorority, but my mom thinks that I'm going to turn boy crazy and go to parties every single night. What should I tell her to make her think I just want to get involved on campus?
Okay, well, first of all, did your mom go to college?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then she should probably know being in a sorority doesn't make you boy crazy. You can be boy crazy and party on your own. With that said, it's great that you want to be a sorority girl, but I'm going to take this another direction. I don't think sororities are for freshmen. I think that freshmen need to concentrate on being away from home, concentrate on your academics, and I know that you want to make friends, but you want to know what? Learn to be an independent spirit before you join an organization. And I would say, look at the sorority for spring of sophomore year. Okay? Very good. Good luck. Up next, everybody, what would you do if you found a flirty text from another woman in your boyfriend's phone? More Ask Wendy next. Good luck. Make your feed a little more fabulous. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for hot topic updates, candid pictures, and, of course, behind-the-scenes dish. Get in on the conversation today. We're back with more Ask Wendy. So, before the break, I teased that you found... tell me the story.
I found a text message in my boyfriend's phone. So, he went to a wedding, and no problem. He wanted to network with other people. I have no problem with that. But when he came back, I found a text message from the girl last week, and it was a little bit inappropriate.
What did it say? What did it say?
It was just a little flirty, a little sexual. I don't really want to put him on blast like that.
Well, come on. I mean, you're already in the water. You might as well swim.
I might as well, right?
Yeah, what did it say?
But she was just, like, asking when's the next time she's coming down there. They was talking about, like, making arrangements to meet up and stuff like that. And I was just like, well...
Where does she live?
She lives in Florida.
And where do you live?
We live in Jersey, but if she's making plans to come up here or whatever's going to happen, I'm like...
So what's your question?
Should I say something?
Hello?
Exactly.
And you say it loud and don't smile.
Exactly. That's why I was going to be a little stern, but I didn't, you know... There's
something rotten going on.
Exactly.
Up next, everybody, it's time for our Instagram winner of the day. Don't go far. It's time for Instaglam. The celebrity look that we love is Emily Blunt at the Golden Globes. The hot new trend is braids in the hair. She looks fabulous. Today's Instaglam winner with her own twist on the trend is Annie from Denmark. You look so cute, Annie. Rocking the braid in a very royal type of way. Awesome. We're going to send you a mini diva fan, Annie. Thank you so much for being part of my Instaglam, and we'll be right back. Today's guest and my co-host, my studio audience. Tomorrow, the fabulous Angela Bassett stops by. She's going to tell us about her new Lifetime movie, Whitney. Plus, my friend, diet and fitness expert, Jillian Michaels, is going to show us some healthy alternatives to our favorite foods. I love you for watching today, and I'll see you next time on Wendy. Bye.